Hi, I'm Cash with Cashed Out Cars, and in this video we're going to be going over ownership costs of a Mazda Miata. So this video is going to focus on the NA and NB platform Miata. So those are cars between about 1990 and 2005. So my car here I've had for about 4 years, and in this video we're going to be going over purchasing costs, maintenance costs, and insurance costs, and also going over fuel just a little bit. So to start out, how much should you expect to pay for a Mazda Miata? Well, I got mine for $1,000 US. It was a pretty good deal, but my car is also very high mileage and was in pretty rough shape when I got it. So to get a car for a nice NA, I would say between $1,000 and $5,000, disregarding the super clean, super low mileage ones, because those could go for a lot more. And for NB, you could expect to spend similar, maybe just a little bit more. Now, that's just to buy the car. Like I said, I spent $1,000 on mine. Mine was a pretty good deal, but like I said, I put in a lot of work to it. Now that you know how much you should expect to pay for the car itself, I want to go into maintenance and what you could expect to fix on these cars. So I will say that over the 4 years of ownership, this has been my weekend car, and I've put about 7,000 miles on it. So I haven't driven it a tremendous amount, but I have driven it a decent amount. And in the time that I've owned it, these are the maintenance items and costs that I've put into it. The first thing that I did was a cam angle sensor O-ring, which just stops an oil leak. That was $5. That's a pretty common oil leak, but it fixed that problem. I also did the rain rail, which is a part on the top that prevents water from leaking into your car, and it basically allows water to efficiently drain off of your top. That was $50. I replaced the air filter right when I got the car. That was $15. I've done multiple oil changes and filters, which I'm estimating being about $20 each, so I'd say $100 to $140 or so in the 4 years that I've owned the car. You could run pretty cheap oil in this. It doesn't require synthetic, and the filters are also very cheap. So oil changes are very inexpensive with one of these cars. I did the clutch master and slave cylinder, and in total that was around $25, so once again, very inexpensive. I did the clutch and the flywheel for $160 with the XED clutch kit and I think a Luck flywheel, so pretty good quality stuff for this car, and like I said, that was only $160. Brake pads and rotors for this car, you could get a fairly decent kit for around $100, so once again, not a lot of money. And then the other thing that I did for this car was tires. Now the tires on this car are very small. They're a 195 width and a 14-inch wheel for the stock size. Actually, that's a little bit wider than stock size. And I picked up a set of fairly high performance tires for $325. Now that's all I've done maintenance-wise for this car. The only other thing that you might want to consider that you might have to pay for on one of these cars is the timing belt and water pump. You could get a kit for around $85 to do that. Now, I haven't done that on my car because these engines are non-interference, so if you lose timing, your engine will not be screwed over. So basically, I'm going to run mine until either the timing belt looks horrible or until the timing belt breaks and I say, okay, now I really have to replace this. Moving on here, taxes and insurance on this car. Now, this is something that a lot of people are probably curious about and might be a little bit scared about when you're looking at one of these because it is a two-seater sports car. Now, at least in the United States and in Connecticut, where I'm from, taxes are absolutely dirt cheap on these because they're a classic vehicle. Now, taxes on this, get ready for it, are a whopping $17 a year. So taxes, absolutely dirt cheap. Since I have this as a weekend car and I only insure it during the time that I'm actually driving it, so I don't insure it during the winter, it's also not that bad. So insurance on this thing is really about $325 per year. So once again, really not too bad to have a fun toy like this that you could drive. With that said, that insurance does not include damage to my car if I crash it. It only includes damage to other people's cars, and basically makes it so if I get pulled over, I could say, yes, I have insurance and it is properly registered. The final thing I want to go over with these Miatas is gas mileage and fuel costs. So to start out, these cars do not require high octane fuel, so I just run 87 in my car. 87 in the United States is the cheapest gas you could get, and it's around $2.50 per gallon right now. and I've put about 7,000 miles on this car, so in total I've used about 233 gallons, which comes out to about $700 in gas over that 4-year ownership period. So in total, I paid $1,000 for this car. For insurance and taxes, I've spent about $1,368. For maintenance, I've spent about $455. For modifications, which I am not covering in this video, but I have a separate video on it if you're interested, I've spent about $3,300. And in total, without maintenance and fuel, I've spent about $2,823 over the 4 years I've owned this. With mods, I've spent about $6,123, and including in fuel for the 7,000 miles that I've owned this car, it comes in at about $6,800 for my 4 years of ownership. So if you're interested in one of these cars, they're really not too expensive. In my opinion, it's the most fun you could have for the money, so definitely look into them. Please let me know down below how much you spent on your Miata, how much purchase and insurance costs are, where you live, and just anything else that might relate to this video. Please like this video if you liked it, subscribe for more, and I hope you stick around for the next one. Take care.